You clicked on this video because you're probably getting under 500 views on your video and you are stuck in the 500 view jail. Well, in this video, I'm going to be helping you get unstuck, and that way you're able to get these micro viral videos that are over 500 views and ultimately grow your channel. And actually, I'm going to be showing you these steps right here. I have 3 steps, actually 4 if you want to count that bonus, which I'm going to share with you at the end. But I'm going to go through these 3. These are actually the same steps I gave a client of mine that I was helping his channel, averaging from 100 to 500 views, where in one video after implementing what I'm going to share with you here, he was able to get 2,300 views the very next video. So we're going to dive right into it. We're going to go to number 1 right now. So number 1 is blank to attract the right audience. Okay, I'm going to give you the first part of that. Niche. Oh, it's stuck together. I'm going to give you both. Niching down. All right. So niche down to attract the right audience. Okay. So why do we want to niche down? Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. Because yes, it is great to have your niche, and you do need to have a niche in order to grow on YouTube. You want to define that and be very specific about what your niche is. But niching down sometimes is kind of looked down upon because you might not get as much views because it's being too specific and it's not being, broad enough. So is that going to hurt your reach? It depends on what niche you are in. So the one I'm going to be sharing with you from my client was he does helping drivers kind of go around, make as much money as they can on different food delivery services. So I'm talking Uber Eats, DoorDash, any of those, right? And so when I looked at that, I said, okay, you have a niche, right? You're trying to help drivers, food drivers, make more money on their trips. But besides that, when I'm looking at it, right, it's kind of vague. And there's all different companies that you're kind of targeting. So when I started doing some research for him, I saw where a lot of the views were coming from. And those views were coming from Uber Eats, way more than DoorDash, or I think there was another one, Deliver That. There's a couple other ones that he used, and now he's based out in the West Coast, so it's a little bit different. I'm on the East Coast. But looking on YouTube, I noticed that majority of them were coming from Uber Eats, a lot of those viewers. So that was the first thing we changed with his content. Was he was talking about all over the place, talking food delivery gigs, talking about Deliver That, DoorDash, Uber Eats, kind of all over the place. But one thing I noticed on his channel and other channels was Uber Eats always performed better than the rest. So that's when I told him, okay, I want you to start only focusing on Uber Eats. So that means your keyword, if you want to really, get down to it and put some keywords in your titles, it should be all about Uber Eats, right? Because that's what everyone is looking up, is Uber Eats. So if I told him, I'm not saying, because he also does it as a part-time job, I'm not saying that you have to stop doing the other services, but when you record your videos, cater it to Uber Eats. Okay, even if it's Uber Eats versus DoorDash or whatever, you're still mentioning Uber Eats in there, and that's what's more popular. Okay, so that is the first step right there, which is niching down to attract the right audience. I gotta get in frame for you guys. Okay, there we go. Next, number 2, we are going to find outlier what? What do you guys think I'm gonna say? Outlier titles in your niche. We wanna find those outlier titles in the niche. And what is an outlier title? Okay, so if you are new to this channel, you probably have not heard much about the outlier titles. What those are titles that are either in your niche or another niche that when you look up a small channel and they have a video that blows up or goes micro viral or even super viral and has a lot more views in their subscriber count, that's considered an outlier title. So let's say I had 3,000 subscribers, but my video got 50,000 views. That's an outlier title. So what we do is we take these titles that we already know are winning titles, and then we reconstruct it to make it our own original piece of content, our also original title, and that way we're not copying word for word, and then we produce a video based off of that. Because titles is always first, guys. We always put the titles first. So when we were doing our research, we find our titles, then we create the content after that. These outlier titles do not have to just be in your niche. They can be in other niches as well, and you can try them in your niche and see if it works. Now, the reason that I put that you want to find outlier titles in your niche is because we know these are proven to work. Okay, so that's the first thing I told him is looking for those outlier titles in your niche because we know they work. we know that people are clicking on these videos. So we want to focus on that. So that's the first thing I told him to do after we niched down to Uber Eats. So now, besides Uber Eats, now we're looking at outlier titles talking about Uber Eats, right? And how we can make content around that. Now, I know we're talking a lot about titles now in these, outlier titles, and we actually have a swipe file where we put together 10 of our best titles. If you want that, just comment hooks down below. We'll send you, it's a free swipe file. It'll give you 10 of our best outliers that we've used on this channel and multiple channels that we either work with or that we're a part of. And they're proven to work. So if you want that, it's free. Just comment hooks down below and we'll send you those outlier titles. Now let's move on to number 3. I gotta still make sure I'm in the screen for you guys. Am I good? All right, there we go. We wanna hook the viewer with what? What do we want to hook the viewer with? So remember, we niched down so we know what we're talking about. We found the title. So now number 3 is it's time to start working on the video and recording. So I want to hook them. And when I talk about hooking, we want to hook in the first 30 seconds because the first 30 seconds is the most important. If you look in your analytics, what does YouTube tell you about the retention? The first 30 seconds. So they are telling you the first 30 seconds is the most important. So when I was looking at this guy's video, one of our clients' videos, I was telling him that I need him to get to the point, but I also need him to give me something that hooks me in, right? Something that makes me want to stay for the duration of the video. And there's one thing in particular we do on this channel and all of our channels and all of our clients that we tell them to do, and it's right here. We're going to hook them with something. You know what we're going to hook them with? Proof. We're going to hook them with proof because when you see the proof, now I want to see the rest of how you got that. How do you get that result? So right in the beginning of this video, you saw I popped up some proof. I popped up proof of how we were able to help a channel with all of these tips right here to get more views, get out of the 500 view jail, right? So I gave you the proof up front. So now you want to stay for the duration of the video to find out, what is it? How did he, build this proof up and how did he get these results? It must be in these steps. I want to follow along, right? So proof, super important for hooking the viewer. Okay, we want that hook in the first 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to give you a little bonus here, guys. Now, I was thinking about it and I was like, these are 3 solid points that not a lot of YouTubers are talking about. But then I thought there's one more thing that I told my client that I also believed helped him get more views on his most recent video. And that is in relating the thumbnail to the title. So relate the thumbnail to the title. Why is that important? So when I was looking at his content originally, some of his titles were really good. But one of the problems I saw with the title is it didn't match the expression or the emotion that he had in the thumbnail. So then that made me think if I was watching this and it said something about I'm shocked and your face doesn't look shocked, I'm not really going to believe that that's really how you're feeling in the moment, right? Or that's how you're feeling in your video. So I might not click on that video. I want you to relate everything from your title and your thumbnail. Now, title is number 1 as far as getting your reach. And then the thumbnail is the biggest part for the scroll stop, all right? So get them to stop scrolling so they can click on your video. So when we're scrolling, I want to see that emotion pop out, right? And I want to feel that. And then when I read the title, it should relate. So if I see I'm shocked and it says that in the thumbnail, but yet your face is like this and you don't look shocked, and then I read down and it says something about being shocked, I'm like, is he really shocked or is he not? I don't know what he is, right? But if it says, I'm shocked, and I'm like, and then in the title it says, I'm shocked about blank, right? Now you're like, oh, he looks really shocked. Something must have happened. I wonder what happened, right? So that's just one little situation where you want to relate how it looks, again, from your thumbnail to your title. Those kind of coexist. You want them, again, first working on the title, but then the thumbnail on top of that, you want that to relate. Now, does that mean you have to take a separate picture and put it up? No, you don't have to do that. You can find something in when you're talking where you can take an expression you made. And you know what? The thumbnail that you clicked on for this video was a screenshot from this. So it's the same thing. I didn't go out and pose for the camera and do this. Now, you can do that if you want. It just takes more time. But for me, I just took a screen grab of what I looked like in this, something that I thought was catchy. And then I was like, I'm going to make that a thumbnail. Now I can put some text over top and I'm done, right? And I can get that done in, 15 minutes. And that's something that we tell a lot of our clients is it doesn't have to take you a lot of time to create these videos. Is once you follow the right format, then it's really easy to get all this done. And that includes that thumbnail of only taking 15 minutes because you're taking a screenshot of the video that you already created. And guys, if you're actually struggling with the upload process, we actually created a video over here where we show you how to upload like a pro. So go ahead and check that video over here and I'll see you there.